Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Ryan from Mama's Got a Budget, and welcome to Vlogmas day number 5. So thanks for joining me again. Today's informational video is a classic pen and paper budget with me. So we're going to be going over my budget for December 2020. We are in the last month of 2020. Does it feel like it was 4 years long for anyone else, or are you normal? So we're gonna be doing a, like I said, classic pen and paper. I'm going to be giving you my real numbers, my real budget, how I'm moving about December, what's all going into it. There are a few changes, some new categories, of course, because this is my first budget that I'm filming for you guys for me being in my new home. So there are a lot of moving parts. I'm trying to get all the puzzle pieces put together before we move into 2021. So if you want to see how I do my budget, then go ahead and stick around. But first, I do have some announcements. But if not, just skip to this time right here where the budget with me actually starts. But I do have some important announcements to go over. First of all, thank you guys so much for your interest in signing up for the free Excel budget course. Like, I was blown away. I didn't know that many people would be interested. I think we're up to 108 people have signed up so far, and I'm just like, okay, now I'm getting nervous. Like, I was nervous when it was like 45 that it was gonna hit 50 real soon, but I think the first day I had like 78, and I was just like, so that is crazy. So I gotta make sure I bring my A game. I'm so excited that a lot of you guys are excited too and interested in setting up your budgets. Like they say, teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. So I'm going to be teaching you how to set up your very own digital budget, how to have your spreadsheet working for you, so you kind of just have to plug in the numbers and move as it goes, and it'll calculate everything for you. So if that's something you're interested in, I do have the link down below. The date is December 27th. I wanted to wait until after the holidays to get that up and going. I think I'm going to shut it off probably on December 23rd. So Christmas Eve, that sign up form is going to close. So if you are interested, be sure to put your name and email down. Bring a friend, tell them to sign up. There will be a waiting room, so I'm gonna have to let people in. Hopefully I don't get hacked and just random people just show up. But if you do want to bring tell a friend or family member or whatever, and they sign up, then that is perfect. I'm going to be sending out an email like how to prep for it, so before you come, that you can kind of have things already ready. It will help if you are at your desktop computer, of course, or laptop, that's fine, but you're gonna have to have split screens, kind of, because I'm gonna be talking and you guys are gonna be following along, so you guys can set yours up. So if you are interested, the free link is down below. Cost you nothing. I'm just sharing my knowledge because I'm gonna be setting up my budget as well digitally. So I was like, let me do this for everybody else. That may have been the only announcement. Thank you guys for your support with Vlogmas so far. I think I'm on a roll. I think I'm going strong. I don't know, y'all. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. This is a lot of work, but I'm excited. I'm excited to challenge and push myself with all this stuff. This is a very busy time of year at work, so for me to be able to do this on top of everything else is just like showing my badassness, and I'm proud of myself. So thank y'all for your support. You keep coming back day after day. I'll stay up editing for you day after day. So we're gonna jump right in to the overhead view, and I'm gonna show you my planner. Now, I get a lot of questions about this planner every single video. In every single video, I tell you guys that you can no longer get this planner, but you can get planners like this. This is from K. You can't get this exact color configuration anymore, but if you go to kikk.com, it is a Swedish brand. You can see what they have to offer. If you are local to a Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or Joann's, the Recollections planners will do just fine. You're just looking for a 6-ring A5 binder. That's it. Everything else I filled and made myself or purchased from some planner shops. So you are only looking for the binder, like the outside mechanism. Everything that you stuff inside is what really makes it a planner, you know? So this is an A5 size, which is 5.8 by 8.3 inches. And yeah, we're gonna jump in. My pen, this is gonna be a Meeee Meeee 0.5 that I'm using today to do this entire budget. I got my calculator, y'all remember from the basement. Got my Casio. I did my budget on the computer already, so I have it printed out here. Sneak peek, not really. So that's gonna be my little cheat sheet that I'm looking on today. So this is my budget pack, and I'm so sad to see it go. This is my OG budget pack that you guys loved for 2020, and it was my first year releasing it. And I'm so sad to see it go, like the whole layout and aesthetic of it, but we have something new and better coming for 2021. So if you guys haven't checked that out, now they're minimal and quarterly. They don't have this this pattern going on with them. So I have a notes and goals page here up front, and then I have my monthly calendar where I just write out my big bills, their due dates. Actually, I forgot one now that I'm talking about it. Spotify is here on the 27th, and Netflix is on the 10th. So I like to cut slits in mine so that I can rip it out. What did I just say? Netflix. So I can rip it out really quickly and preserve the rings, because if you are a planner girl, you know how tight your rings are. You're only as good as the tightness of your rings in your planner. And if you remember from my last video, me saying that all my bills were like due in the last half of the month, this is what I'm talking about. This provides me a high level view of when all my bills are due. And as you can see, all of them, like, except for rent, mortgage, I don't pay rent anymore, I'm sorry. Except for mortgage, HOA, Capital One, and all that stuff. Everything else is due in the last half of the week, and I'm just like, bruh. Like, every weekend I have something that's due. If it's not due here, it's due here. It's like a bouncing back and forth. So this calendar is really helpful. You guys can print out any monthly calendar. You can just Google December 2020 calendar, print that out, and jot your bills down. I am going to be providing in the email before the class tips and tricks, because a lot of you guys are saying that you're beginners with budgeting and Excel. So I'm going to be providing tips and tricks, and one of them is to just brain dump everything that you can from all your bills that are due and put it on a monthly calendar. It helps so much. So in this video, I'm going to be going over only my budget for December. I'm not going to be doing the cash stuffing portion, because I've noticed that by the time I get to the cash stuffing, the video is already pretty long. And with me editing every day for Vlogmas, I want to get it up for you quickly, even though it's kind of late right now to be filming, but I want to get it up for you quickly, keep your attention, and still have some steam rolling into tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing the cash stuffing and the paycheck budget #1 in a separate video. So if you guys are interested in that, then stick back around for probably the next informational, like, sit down video for Vlogmas. So let's hop right into it. Right here on, let me see if I can turn this down a little bit. Sorry, it's a little washed out. It's very bright. Jumping into the monthly budget pack. A lot of you guys are familiar with this, but a lot of people here are new, so I'm going to go over it in just a slight bit more detail. So this is the income section. You want to always start with your top line, right? What do you have coming in? What's keeping you in the green? What's keeping you in the black? What do you have to work with? So I have 3 spaces here. I have salary, MGB, and other. So my salary, I like to gross up my salary because I do have some pre-tax deductions that come out, but I still want to be able to account for those payments, like those deductions, accurately and in real time. And the way that I can do that is by adding it to my salary and then washing it out in expenses. So in my salary, I have $3,850.26. And this is my budget for, sorry, I keep on playing with the Zoom. This is my budget for the month, for the entire month. Now when I do my, hold on, sorry. Okay, I think that's a better shot. So this is my budget for the entire month, December 1st through 31st. When I do my paycheck budgets, I get paid twice a month, so I'm gonna do my expenses, dividing everything by 2. So those numbers will be a lot smaller. This is an overview for the month. Then MGB is kind of, yeah, a new line item. I decided to add that in. Now that I have more expenses, it makes more sense to add in my side hustle for income for what I need it for. Before, when I was living with my mom, I was grateful enough to be able to put a lot of this to the side just for savings for the house and for the future, for Elijah, whatever else I needed it to. But now I'm gonna start, you know, pinching away at that some. So thank you for your support. I'm able to add this into my income now, but a lot of this is from savings from before. So with MGB, I decided, so I won't just go ham, just spending everything that I make from my side income and calling it like miscellaneous or spending or clothing or whatever like that. I decided to use it for the necessities first. Cable, internet, electric, water, and car gas. So that's all it's going to be for. I'm not going to go too crazy. And that this month is going to be $395. And then for other income is going to be $2,764. Ooh, 64 even. And let me explain the other income section. This I just use as a catch-all, right, for any other income that may come in. I want to make sure that I'm accounting for everything that's coming in. So this $2,764 is comprised of a few different components, right? So there's child support, there's a holiday gift in there from one of my doctors. She always gives me a little piece of change. And I'm also bringing in money from my accrual from where I was saving for Christmas and for the house to bring it into my income because I'm gonna flush it out into savings. And we'll see that a little bit later. Now there is something that's going on here. You really can't see it because I just build it in. I never really tell how much I get for child support, but my child's father actually ended up losing his job. I don't know if it was from just like a regular termination or if it was due to COVID. I'm not sure. But he did end up, I did get a letter in the mail say that he lost his job. So we have to adjust for that. So it's still built in here, but it is less than it usually is. And we'll see what happens as we move about. So I don't know if that was his last paycheck that I got the child support payment for, or if that's going to be the new amount, if he's changing jobs. I don't know. So child support did go down, but luckily, I do have money in savings to be able to supplement that. So that is it for the income. So far, my projection for December is I'm bringing in $7,009.26. That's our top line. That's what we have to work with. And I don't know if I mentioned, but these are real numbers. I don't like make up anything. I don't cap on this app. I show y'all my real budget, my real number, so hopefully it can help you. It's not about what you make though, it's about how you spend it, because let me tell you, I work for doctors, right? And they get millions of dollars a year. Okay, there's one group in particular, they get a bonus every other month, which I could purchase probably a house and a half with. I mean, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars every 60 days. And you can tell like at the 50th day they like scratching their neck like when that bonus gonna hit, when we gonna get that bonus, because they literally spend what they make. So it's not about if you have $7,000 on your bottom line, if you have $1,200 on your bottom line. It's about everything that comes after this, and that's how you spend it. So just be mindful of that. You can always make it work. Let's go down here to my debt section. So for debt, I have a couple more than a couple, I have a few. I have CarMax, Quicksilver, Platinum, Bob's, Home Depot, and Navient. So I pre-wrote all these because, you know, it can get a little bit long. So for CarMax is $516.19. That's my monthly payment. I was paying more on top of that when I was living at my mom's house. I did throw a lot of the extra income I had at the car. So I don't technically have to pay this because I have paid more in the past, but if I want to keep it up, this is my monthly payment. And then Quicksilver and Platinum are both Capital One. I put $100 to each of those. Bob's is my furniture. That's $95. I wanted to go ahead and open up the furniture card while my credit was really good from not spending anything while I was saving for the house, so that if I did need something in the future that I would have that open line of credit. And I did the same with Home Depot, but I haven't used it at all. It's just there in case of emergency, because you know, refrigerators, furnaces, hot water heaters, all that goes out, and I want to be able to be, you know, not so upside down and stressed out if that were to happen. So I have the card, I haven't spent anything on it. And then Navient, you know, that's still in federal forbearance or whatever, so I'm not putting nothing on that. So if we add up the $516.19 plus the $200 plus the $95, we are at, sorry, $811.19. Yeah, $811.19 is going to debt. So we have a little summary page on the bottom over here that I like to fill in kind of as we go if I can. So my income was $7,009.26. My debt is $811, but I'm gonna add my expenses to that in just a second. And then let's do the savings really quick. So savings, I have 401k and HSA, the automatic, and then the challenge, which I'm still doing the 52-week savings challenge. We are at the end, so the amount is very small, which this was strategic, but it was also very, very, it worked out really well, right? Because I didn't know when I started this 52-week challenge that I was gonna be actually purchasing and moving into a house this year. So I put the bulk of the money in up front, so I front loaded it so that by the time that the end of the year came, my payments became smaller, which that is very, very clutch, because now I'm only at $10 when I have all these expenses, whereas if I did it the other way around and put in more money as the year went further along, I would have to put in more money and have less to go toward these expenses. So God was looking out for me. Emergency and Elijah's like savings account for whatever, whenever he gets older, for like braces, car, a little piece of something for prom, I don't know. So I'm just putting a little bit away. It's nothing major, but if it compounds over the next 10 years, then it'll be something, you know. So far, my 401k and HSA, that is a fixed amount every month. My 401k is $126, and then my HSA is $114, so that's $240. My automatic savings, my automatic is $20, and then my savings challenge is only $10, so that's $30. And then emergency in Elijah's account, I do have, my emergency is at Chase, and then Elijah's is Capital One 360, and I'm able to kind of transfer whatever I want there. So if there's any odd change hanging out, whatever, whenever, I can be kind of the puppet master of these two accounts. So for emergency, I came up with $74, and then for Elijah's general account, $60.80. So if you add that all up, the 240 plus the 30 plus 74 plus 60, 80 is 404.80. So that is about half of our debt, 404.80. So let's put it over here on our summary. And that's going to be a negative number, 404.80. So that's going to be coming right off the top of our income. And I've gotten a lot of questions before about this little summary section here and net income, and if net income is zero, that means you have $0. So how are you so confident with your budget if you have $0 to work with? But remember, net income and cash are always going to be two separate things. Net income is what's left after you recognize all your expenses, whether they've cleared the bank or not. So my channel, with us doing this whole net income down to zero thing, we are on a cash basis. We're not doing any accrual based accounting. We're strictly cash basis, and we're recognizing all of the expenses and incomes in the month that they are supposed to happen, that they're scheduled to happen, that you initiate them to happen, and when they're due, not necessarily when they actually are drawn on your account. So your cash may get close, but it doesn't ever dip down to zero if you do it right. If you don't, you know, if you stick to your budget and don't, like, you know, dip and dally in there, then you should be good. I pre-wrote out all these expenses because I was like, bruh, it was too much. So I got a lot. I got employee insurance, and that is the insurance that I was talking about that I gross up from my employer, right? So I have these pre-tax deductions, which are medical, dental, vision, and life insurance. All those are pre-tax, but I want to be able to keep track of them, and I add them back into my salary. So it was part of my salary, but I'm choosing to have these deductions taken out, so I want to add them back into my salary. So this is me taking them back. So I hope that makes sense. So my insurance, my medical is going to be $432.04. Dental is $85. Vision is $16.24. And life is $1.90. So that is $535.18. Oh no, I was writing on the side of my paper that whole time. Oh well. Okay, $535.18. And then we got mortgage, HOA, and then all the utilities, right? So this is the moment a lot of you have been waiting for. I've gotten questions like, oh my God, can't wait to see your video. How much is your mortgage now? How are you working it into your budget? I got you. So before, let me take you back. Okay, story time. When I was closing on the house, they originally told me that the cash to close was going to be about $11,000. I was like, crap. I was like, okay, I got it. It's fine. But that's a lot of money, right? So then when my lender called me 2 days before closing, he's like, okay, I got your final cash to close number. He's like, you got a pen? Are you ready? And I was like, yeah. And he said $2,600 something dollars. I was like, wait, what? 2,000? He was like, yeah, that's what it's coming out. He did the calculations again. He was like, you can call your realtor, but that's the number I'm getting. I was like, bruh, wow. So I had that money saved up, right? And I was prepared to pay the $11,000, but I only had to bring $700 to the table. So from that, instead of taking that like almost $9,000 and like blowing it, I put it back into my emergency fund, right? But then I transferred 2 months worth of mortgage to my utility fund. So I have a separate Capital One 360 account now for utilities. So I transferred 2 months over there. So technically I'm 2 months ahead on mortgage, and last month I put in another half a month. Yeah, so I'm 2.5 months ahead. So I'm good. I have the cushion, but I decided this month to pick it back up to normal pace, right? So this is my full mortgage, but I was so happy, y'all don't even understand. So my mortgage is $1,370. I rounded it up because, like I said, I'm going to be transferring it to a separate account, and just in case anything happens, like with the transfer, I don't know. So it's actually $1,365.32, but I'm transferring $1,370. So there's a little cushion there. And then the HOA, this is the monthly association fee, you know, is $195. Again, I transfer that out. The real total is $194.61, rounded it up. ComEd electric, that is $70. And these are going to be estimates, right, for what I think it's going to be for the month that's coming up based on last month. And what my sister told me it'll probably be. Nicor, which is the gas in the kitchen and to heat the house, is another $70. And as the seasons change, these will kind of, you know, play ping pong back and forth. So as the weather gets warmer, you turn on the AC, ComEd will go up. As it gets colder, you turn on the heat, Nicor will go up and ComEd will go down. So it's just a give and take. Even though I do have like a lot of things plugged in. I have a lot of equipment just down in the basement, and then I have like everything else. So hopefully, you know, it'll play ping pong back and forth and ComEd will tend to go down. We'll see. Water. Fun fact, I actually have not gotten a water bill from the village yet. I don't know what they're waiting for. I went up there in person twice when I moved in, and I was just like, I was making sure it was recorded. I went up there twice, and I got a welcome packet. I got all the, so they know I'm here. They're picking up my garbage. I transferred it into my name. I haven't gotten a bill. So I put $50 over there. I know that's a lot, but we're just gonna see what happens. Then security is $30. So that's for my Ring app. I didn't know that Ring costs money every year. So that's that. And then Comcast is going to be, where you at? 120. So that's there. But again, remember the MGB income accounts for Comcast and ComEd and some utilities. And yeah, I think that's it for the home utilities. So those are my new categories. Super exciting. I wish it was on the other side of the budget in the income section, but no, these are expenses that I'm going to be expensing every month. So super exciting new homeowner things. Verizon, that's the same old, $222.14. I kind of want the new iPhone. I haven't gotten a new iPhone in a while. I used to get new phones all the time, like when BlackBerry and Razor and Nokia, like all that was out. Like I used to get a new phone every year. You just switch out the SIM cards and go, sis. Like some of those, I was ordering like jailbroken phones off of eBay. Like I was really heavy into my tech back in the day. But as I gotten older, I haven't really changed out that much. So I don't know. Are y'all getting a new iPhone? What do you think? What do you think? I kind of want it just because I want a bigger phone. I don't know. I really don't need it. So someone convince me not to get it, please. State Farm. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. State Farm is $85. I changed my my insurance. I bundled my home and car together like the commercial says. So my homeowner's insurance agent, before you close, like kind of like before you drive a car off the lot, you have to have homeowner's insurance before you can close, just in case like the house catches on fire or something within the first year, or you do something, a whole bunch of flood damage, and then not left with, the bank is not left with a total loss on their hands. So I went ahead and went with State Farm, and he was like, hey, who's your car insurance with? I was like, Geico. He was like, oh, how much are you paying? Why was it double? Why was it double? And I remember a couple years ago, my car insurance going way up. I mean, I did get into an accident or two, but they wasn't my fault, and I'm okay. But like it was double. So now I'm back down to paying $85. If y'all remember, this was like $170 something. Wasn't it like $70 something per paycheck, right? Now it's $85 for the whole month. So insane. Insane. Netflix, we got $12.99. Isn't that going up now that I'm just writing it? I think so. Netflix is going up to like $16, I think. Spotify, $14.99. iPass is $10. That's gonna have to go up next year because I go through a few two tolls one way actually. So 4 tolls a day now when I go to work. So there's a lot of, you know, fine print in there. But if I go to work, I go through 2 tolls a day. So I'm gonna have to increase that. Delta Sonic is the car wash, $12.99. We love her. iCloud, and then the app. Oh, the app is Typic, which I'm probably gonna cancel for next year. It's $3.98. Dunkin', we're gonna do 20. Gym, 25. Talk about canceling stuff. I need to work out. 25. And then unbudgeted, of course, is 0. Now this other expenses column is what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and that is $1,780. Now the reason this is because when I'm doing my sinking funds, if you don't know, sinking funds are like saving for an indefinite expense or a finite amount. So it's either something that you know is going to happen but you don't know when, or you know that it's going to happen but you don't know how much, okay? So I was saving for money for the house, right? Then when I saw the house, I got the house, and I was like, okay, this blue paint has got to go. So I was saving for it. So I took out money. The painter has actually been here if you've been watching the vlogs, and so I got a final number, and my final number was $1,730 actually, but I think I'm gonna give him a $50 tip because the way that he did this trim, I mean all around the house he did my trim, like on his hands and knees, painting like little teeny, like I'm gonna give him a little tip. So she, the number that I got back was $1,730 plus the 50 is $1,780, but it's not really an expense because I've been saving for it, right? But I had to recognize it. Otherwise, my paycheck would look real short if I'm only making $3,500 a month, but I have a $1,700 expense that's gonna be all due in that month. So that's where that other income column comes in. So it's kind of like I put the $1,780 into my savings account that doesn't have a debit card, right? But now I want to be able to use it. So what do I have to do? I have to transfer it from the account that doesn't have a debit card into the account that does have a debit card, right? So it's coming up out of the accrual, up out of the trenches, and getting put into your checking account. Then when it's time to pay him, I have to take that money out, right? So me putting it from the accrual into the checking is where it's coming in at my other income. And then me actually paying for it is where it comes out in the expenses. So I hope that makes sense, and that's why my income looks like so crazy. So I'm not like making $7,000 a month. I am able to report that I'm making $7,000 a month because I'm thinking past me. So you always want to do stuff for future you. That's the lesson of the story. So I'm saving for the house, $1,780. I'm going to take from my house fund and put it towards the painter. That's what that is. So if we add all that up, let me make sure I'm not missing any accounts here, because I don't want to sit here and add this all up. Okay. Actually, I'm going to have to, kind of, because I got my debt totals in there. I need to change around my spreadsheet. Okay, so my expenses this month are going to total $46.27.27. $46.27.27. That's that. And then we're going to add to that my, oh, no, why am I showing you that? Not that big. The debt, which is $811.19. So that equals 54.38. It's going to be a negative 54.38.46. Okay, so at this point is where you want to do kind of like your check-in, see where you are, because as you move now, this is the money that you have to kind of play with and put where you want it to go. So after your income and your debt and everything comes in and is paid and you do all that, what do you have to really work with? And this is the most important part, I think, because a lot of people do this, like they'll start spending before they see what's actually due. They're just excited to get like a direct deposit notification that their check hit, and they start spending, but they don't actually know what's gonna hit and what they have to play with until it's too late. So if we do the 7,000 minus the 54.38.46 minus another 404.80 is $1,166, period. That is our budget for the month, and we can pick and choose where we want to put that. Do we want to put it on food, clothing, shoes, Christmas? Are you going out of town, travel? Do you pay a lot of money in gas? What do you need it for? So that is our $11.86. And as you can see, it's an even number because I played with the savings amount total when I was saying that, you know, I kind of pick up and see what's left over. And I knew from my spreadsheet that I had 80 cents. I went ahead and just put it toward Elijah's account. Now I can actually physically go and transfer that over to Capital One myself. So that $11.66, right? What are we going to do with it? These are my categories. So we have cash envelopes and sinking funds. These categories are completely up to you. However you live your lifestyle, what's important to you, where you need your money to go. So cash envelopes are kind of like what you need for your day-to-day, and then sinking funds, like I said, are for a date in the future or an expense in the future, whatever that you want to put away. And then I kind of left a space here because these are going to be my $0 accounts, but I still want to put them down, right? Because one, I have the space. Two, I don't want to forget next month when it comes time to copy them over again. So I got spending, toiletries, and school lunch here, right? So I can actually go ahead and put my zeros in now. I bought a lot of toiletries and stuff, like as I was coming into the house and saving and doing all that, like 85 trips to Walmart. Yeah, so I'm good on the toiletries. School lunch, he isn't going to school. I still pack him stuff, but I decided to put that up into groceries because it's stuff that actually he'll eat on the weekends too, like sandwiches and mozzarella sticks and pizza and all that stuff. Then over here in my sinking funds, I have Christmas, car tax, home, property taxes, master, which is master association dues, homeowners insurance for 2021, memberships, and rainy day. Then my $0 accounts for this month are, this is just, when I say $0, it just means categories that I'm not putting money into, that I chose not to put money into this month. So back to school, he doesn't need anything. Gifts, I use gifts more for like birthdays, baby showers, and then Christmas is Christmas. Childcare, which is 0. I appreciate the zeros for childcare, but my mental health needs some childcare, okay? Health is 0, passports, and then vacation. The passports are all paid up, they're saved for, so I have that sitting into an accrual. So when it comes time to actually go take our passport photos and send off for them or whatever, I'm going to do the same thing that I did for the painter. I'm going to bring it up out of the accrual, put it into income, and then flush it out on the expenses. And then vacation is just 0 because I'm not going anywhere. So those are, why am I grabbing that? Those are my categories for the month. Like I said, this is going to be for the entire month, not just for the paycheck. So for this month in clothing, I'm putting $125. We need like he needs some boots. His coat is getting a little snug, but he did have that coat for two winters, and I'm grateful for that. So yeah, I got the $125 there. Hair, it's gonna be $40 for his haircuts. Eating out, I put $50. Again, with all the money that's in groceries, I still have some money left over in groceries, and then leftovers, and then catering at work, and then just like all this others, like I'm good on the eating out portion. Allowance is $20, get $20 a month, and he likes to use this on stuff, like if he's good, I'll let him use it on stuff like if we go to the store, he sees something in the checkout line, he's all about playing Roblox and buying Robux online, things like that, just small amounts. I don't ever buy him like huge amounts of Roblox at once. I do watch him on the app, I check out everything. Parents, word of advice, do that, and also make sure that they aren't downloading Discord. That's another app that can be used for like not so child-friendly things. So just watch out for that. So but that's what he uses his allowance on. And then groceries, $175. Gas, $155. And then work lunch is $30. So there are times that I'm just running completely behind in the morning and I only have time to make his lunch, or run out, put a bagel in the toaster real quick and run out the door, and I don't get to pack myself some lunch, or if I go to the break room and there's no food, and I'm like starving, I might get on someone else's, you know, DoorDash order, or if they're walking across the street to the restaurant, something like that. So that's the 30 there. And all that, oh sorry, my total is $5.95. Oh no, I forgot to bring these down. Oh well. So total $5.95 there for my sinking funds. And then up here we have Christmas card tags. Oh, I already went over these. Okay, so Christmas is $200. Card tags is going to be $25. Let me know if you guys want to see a like what I got him for Christmas type of video. Can't say it too loud. Yeah, let me know. Home is gonna be $100. I need to hit up Hobby Lobby. You know what? I think I'm good on the decorations for this year. We're cutting it kind of close. I'm gonna hit them up for after Christmas sales. That's what I'm gonna do. Major key. Property taxes are gonna be $70. I'm gonna save. Master Association dues $65. Next year's homeowners insurance, I'll be saving $40. Memberships. Where are my memberships? Oh, next page. 11, and then rainy day I was able to put away 40. So I often also get questions about rainy day versus spending versus miscellaneous versus emergency, right? It's all completely up to you. As you can see, I have all 4 accounts. Rainy day is my sinking funds. That's what I'm definitely going to put away. Spending and miscellaneous are kind of like the same thing to me. In the cash envelope side, and that's not as important to me, because if I'm not thinking about it, like as I'm doing my budget, then I probably don't need it, right? There's a meme going around that was like, you don't go into Target and get what you need, you go into Target and Target tells you what you need. So that is the truest statement ever, and why I do not go into places without a list, because I just can't, okay? I just can't. So if I don't have anything there, then I'm not gonna spend it. You may need something there, and that's completely fine. Have a miscellaneous account, that's completely fine. For me, that cushion, that comfort comes from my unbudgeted side of things, okay? Because I think if I have the cash and if I pull it out, then I must need to reconcile it somehow. And how do you reconcile the cash? You spend it, okay? No, I don't want to do that. Well, that's not the only way, but I don't want to end up spending it. So it's more important for me to have the unbudgeted category and kind of just let it sit there and, you know, use some other form than to, you know, have the miscellaneous. And then the emergency also, that's also important. So that's why that's transferred out and I put it into the savings, because I feel better about that. It's kind of like I'm paying myself before I'm doing all this great other crazy math with my money, if that makes sense. So again, your categories are completely up to you, what makes you feel comfortable. You might not need them all, you may need 7, you know, it's all up to you. So cash envelopes were what, $5.95. So we're gonna subtract $5.95. And then sinking funds, I didn't even add up. Sinking funds are $5.51. Sorry for the squeak, if you can hear that. This table is squeaky because someone thought that it was a good idea to put it together with a drill and strip all the screws as they went in, so they are very loose. So that's what the little squeak you hear is, if you can hear it. If not, I'm just crazy. Negative $5.51. So now we go ahead and we do our final check. So we got the $7,009.26. We're taking off $54.38, $46, another $404.80. and that's how we got to our $11.66, remember? Then we're taking off $5.95 for the sinking funds, and that's how we're gonna move around throughout the month. And then we're taking off another $5.51 for the, so let's go ahead and do our little summary now and see what we're working with. We got the $7,009.26 minus the $54.38.46 minus the $404.80, and that's how we got to our $11.66. Then we're going to subtract $5.95 for our sinking funds, and then $5.51 for our, I'm sorry, for our cash envelopes, and then $5.51 for our sinking funds. And for some reason I have $20 left, and why is that? Hold please. I found it. My automatic is $20 per check, and I did $20 for the month. So it's actually 40 plus the 10, which is 50. Should be 50 here, which will bring this up by $20. So it'll be $420, $480. And then that'll bring this up by $20, which is $420, $480. So then 726 plus 54.38. Whoops. 54.38.46. 726 minus 54.38.46 or 24.80 minus 595 minus the 551. That was my mistake. See? That's what happens when I'm yapping, because I got $40 right here, but I wrote 20 for some reason. Okay. Now, that is my zero-based budget. So as you can see, every dollar is accounted for and our net income is zero. Now, there are some instances where you may have a positive or negative net income. If you have a positive net income, it could be because you had a negative income the month before and you need to leave some in there in order for it to you know, break even, to wash itself out. If you have a negative, it could be because you had to overspend for some reason, or you had to put more toward a category and it didn't come out of cash, it came out of some, like, maybe your credit, right? So let's say that everything went to plan, but I had to charge something and it cost $500, right? So then that will make my actual for one of my credit cards $500, which would put me $500 over. So then my net income would be negative $500, which is okay, but that just means that next month you're gonna have to leave $500 more if you want to have your net income as close to zero as your as the year goes along. If not, then you're gonna have to put it into something called retained earnings, and that's like a whole different thing, which is like a whole separate accounting lesson. But then that just means your retained earnings would become more and more negative, and you would essentially like have to pay yourself back. If that makes sense. But if you have money there, then that's fine. But some people, myself included, I need to have zero there if I'm being like completely a level playing field for the month and nothing crazy is going on. Like, I need zero there because I don't want to have any unaccounted for dollars, right? I don't want them sitting over there too quiet, because that just means that they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing. Y'all parents, you know that, right? Your kid is too quiet, what are you up there doing, right? So my money's sitting over there, it's probably because like I'm in the back at Target, like. So that is my real budget for the month of December. We got a few new accounts, some utilities, you know, the painter's coming in. We got child support getting reduced. We got a whole lot of going on. I got a new car insurance dealer. What else? What do we call them? Car insurance broker, vendor, whatever. So that is me, and that is how I do my reels. Oh, it's zoomed out all the way. That is how I do my budget in real time. And as the month goes along, I'll kind of update. You know, you got spending trackers here as you move along. What are you spending your money on? So you can kind of go back and update when it's time to do your actuals. You can see what you actually spent. Some people don't use this section. They use more of their receipts. They use a receipt system. They file those away, then they pull it out when it's time to reconcile. It's easier if you do it as you go, but you know, to each his own. I understand completely not being able to sit down and do it every single day. Another thing that I like to keep track of down here is this mini mid-month check-in, which we will go over in the next video if you are newer here. So yeah, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know, as always, if you have any questions. Remember the sign up link if you want to create your own spreadsheet that'll kind of do all this for you and, you know, work out the numbers before you put it down on paper, or you can choose to go completely digital for the new year. The sign up link for that will be down below. Come and join me. It's going to be on Zoom. Bring a friend, tell them to bring their mama, and you don't have to have your cameras on or anything. That's fine. I won't be checking for you like that. But if you want any of the cash envelopes I'm going to be showing you in the next video, my shop links are down below. Thank you all so much for your support this past Black Friday. You guys are the best, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.